adjectives that started with G to describe this cocktail. But gigantic was one of them. Gargantuan, I think those are very similar.
Yeah.
Then I started thinking of things like glorified. I don't know if that's a word that I would like to use. Glorificus. I think now I'm just taking from a TV show I watched. So then I started thinking of B words: beautiful, bold, brilliant. But that obviously
Boisterous.
leads me into saying bee's knees accidentally. So.
What's that?
Gold Rush honestly doesn't really have quite as much history as the mint julep did. It was made in the early 2000s in a bar in New York called Milk and Honey. Milk and Honey was owned by a gentleman named Sasha Petrask, and he is typically credited with being the father of our modern cocktail culture. So first thing we're gonna need is some honey syrup. Just like our simple syrup that we made last week, you can make this with equal parts honey and water, either heating it up or just stirring it until it dissolves. We are gonna need lemon juice. Now, I do always use fresh squeezed lemon juice. I know that can be a little tedious at home, so I'm not saying that you have to. Finally, we do need a liquor for this drink. We are going to be using our Kinsey 4-year straight bourbon. One of the awesome things about our Kinsey line in general, and I think the Kinsey bourbon does a great job of showing this, is that we are experimenting with the art of blending in these. So the Kinsey bourbon is actually a 2 mash bill bourbon. Our Kinsey bourbon has this amazing vanilla and orange blossom on the nose, along with this big bright burst of citrus at the end. And I think that citrus, along with the lemon juice, along with that lightness that we discussed you get from the shaking, is really gonna come through and really shine in this cocktail. We're gonna make a classic one here today. So we are going to do 3/4 of an ounce of honey. We are going to do 3/4 of an ounce something sour. This is our lemon juice. And we're gonna double that in our liquor, and we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of bourbon. And now we are ready to shake our cocktail. Awesome. With getting your shaker apart, it is metal, so it will constrict at the end. You just give it a nice tap on any surface, kind of away from the way it's settled in. That will just come right apart. Again, coils down if you're using a Hawthorne strainer, and we're just gonna strain this right into our glass. You can kind of even see that cloudiness. That's that homogenized solution we were trying to get, that mouthfeel. Then we're just gonna top it with a piece of ice. If you don't have large ice at home, obviously smaller ice will do the trick. Now, I typically don't garnish my Gold Rush. I have been told that one of the reasons that it is named a Gold Rush is because when light comes through the glass and hits that ice, it almost looks like those gold nuggets that you're looking for. And I've always also been taught that a garnish should add to a drink instead of distract from it. I really like the classic look of it. I guess all that's left is see how we did. Oh, wow. Honestly, even right on the nose, you get that nice big burst of citrus. You can kind of smell the bourbon in the background. And you take your first drink, and it's just a nice burst of bourbon, a little bit of citrus on the side. You get that kiss of sweetness from the honey. It's not overpowering. Wow, that's really, really good. You get a little bit of the spice from that rye mash bill that we talked about. You get that nice sweet corn still in the middle. The honey and the lemon just come really, really well together. I could really drink this all day. Well, that's all we have for you today. We've made our Gold Rush. Make sure you tune in next week to see what we're cooking up for you. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what else you want to know about bourbon. What cocktails are you itching to know how to make? And we will see you next time when we talk about our Bloody Butcher bourbon.